Привет, Виталий.
Добрый, Павел. Павел, расскажи мне вкратце, пожалуйста, пока никого нету. Ты уезжаешь, получается, с 6 февраля по 21, правильно?
Да, ну либо по 20, либо по 21, зависит от того,
И
как
все,
там
это время ты не будешь в стране все это время, правильно?
Да, в Беларуси не буду.
Хорошо.
Ну, я, может, буду где-то доступен там в Вайбере, в
Мгм.
Слаке иногда.
Это просто для меня самое главное было понять, будешь ли ты, когда Ян с Марком приедут. Я это пытался
Не
понять.
будет.
Куда уезжаешь хоть?
Тай?
Точняк, помню, обсуждали это. Отлично.
Всем привет.
Добрый.
Привет.
Все, сейчас тогда ждем Иона и начинаем. Все остальные вроде есть. Александр не будет. Значит, только Ян остался. Ой. Какая-то мне еще мысль была классная. Пока все додело, пока Яна нету. Greetings, Ian. Can you hear us?
Hello, I can.
Yep, cool. Okay, guys, I'm really glad to see all you here. So I think that we won't waste time, and we will start from now. We have some points that we need to discuss, and I think that we will discuss it after the call. For now, we need to end the sprint to close all the tasks that we have, to plan the new one, and to see what exactly have we achieved during the previous one. So, if you don't mind, this session is recorded already, so I can share my screen and we will start with all the necessary stuff. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Okay, I think that we will start as we did in those of our previous calls. We are starting with Pavel, and let's just bounce fast through what exactly have we achieved and what exactly do we need to to do, and how we can properly plan the next one. So Pavel, let's just straight go to you, if you don't mind. So what I need to know, in short, what exactly was we able to achieve? Were we able to achieve?
So this sprint I was focused on mobile, on validation of mobile users. This included integration with Telegram, with WhatsApp, and with SMS service providers. So Telegram integration is implemented. WhatsApp integration is investigated, but it's hardly possible for our volume. So we stopped it, and SMS integration is done. Server side is done, but we need to adjust UI side of the user flow, and I'm currently working on it.
Okay, so I have just a fast question. I can see the task investigate whether we can use Telegram, but I can't see task integrate with Telegram. Or it was done in terms of this one?
Yeah, it was done inside of this one. I just have not renamed the task, so you can see the commands.
Thank you. Okay, good. And looks like investigate public Docker register was also done, right?
Yeah, I have took a look on the Docker Hub, created account for AV Secure, and yeah, we can use it, upload and create repos, and so yeah, at this point, that's probably what we need from this task, from this investigation. So once we have something to show to public in terms of Docker containers, we can upload it there.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Pavel. Let's move. Let's review and deploy AV Secure comments about us page. Oh, it is about for the AV Secure itself, right? for about 2
Yeah,
hours.
our avsecure.com website received new version of updates that has to be deployed from Tony, review it, found some issues, and fix it in this merge request and deploy it today. New version.
Okay,
production.
cool. Cool, thank you very much, Pavel. Let's go to the on-hold issues that we have here. So investigate access to iframe and data access without using TNS. So it is blocked for some reasons, right?
It was in progress. Initial investigation was done regarding rotating IP addresses. The rotating IP addresses in AWS is possible and looks like doesn't cost too much to us. But there are a lot of other questions that we need to investigate before it's become possible to implement. So this was like initial part of investigation was started, and after that I switched to more priority tasks. And
So-
here's a list of unanswered questions for now. So we need to find answers for these questions before we can move further.
So you mean that the reason why it is blocked because we need to answer all these questions, right? And who can help you with answering it?
Well, this is blocked mostly because I can. It's lower priority than other tasks that I'm working on currently. So partly I can find the answer for these questions, but we need to spend some time to investigate. For some questions, probably I will need help because not all of the stuff seems to be possible to do, at least initially. So we need to investigate deeper to say if it's possible and it is makes sense to do it.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. So I have commented to it with the comments that it is on hold because we have more priority tasks for now. I even will decrease a little bit priority of it because it is medium and it is low. Not to have issues. Okay, thank you. And what's about the next one? In order to prevent DDoS attacks to urine. Okay.
Yeah, I have made initial investigation what should be done. Don't know if we can close this task with once this investigation done, because task was about investigating. Well, probably we can from these points that that I commented, we can create tasks that we need to address. So there is a number of points we need to do before it's, for example, we achieve.
We need a conversation with Mark, I think.
Basically, let me move it to done because it was investigation and it was done. So
yeah, in that case, but can you open up another task then? Because I do not want to forget about it.
Yep.
And get back to it.
Yep. If you don't mind, I can create it right now. So it will. So it was investigation, and now we need to implement it, right?
No, I'd say agree with Mark what security measures we want to put in place for the first wave of integration.
What security measures? Security measures we need to put where? We need to use in order to block DDoS?
During the first phase of integration.
And I can put information that Pyle has sent an investigation.
Yeah, I'll just link the task. Yeah.
It isn't done. That is why I think that it will. This task will be removed out of scope. That is why it will be easier for us to do this stuff.
Okay.
Yes, it is will be because link is great stuff, but for now, if you use Scrum, the done task will be moved out of the scope and it will be hard to find it fast. Just okay, and I will create the create. Yes, please add to the sprint. Okay, it was sent to you, right? I hope. Agree with Mark. Agree with Mark. Where is agree with Mark? Because it is unassigned. I'm pretty sure it is unassigned.
Yeah, it's unassigned. I see.
Yes. For some reason, it didn't allow me to choose an assignee.
You can probably assign it to Mark to review
Mm.
and comment.
Yep.
And probably also link this to original ticket, so it would be clear that it's the body of this ticket comes from my comments.
That makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's move back to the pile boundary issues. Okay, so for now we have only one. No, we have only one on hold issue, and we don't have any other in review. We have also in progress. So you're working right now on it, right, Pavel?
Yeah. Right now I'm working on this UI site and reworking the structure of how the page and interconnected. For example, I implemented a landing page where there will be links to validate by SMS, validate by Telegram, and I need to distribute checks on different levels. So this is what I'm working on right now.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I think that we come back to the to-do list. Looks like there are a lot of issues here, right? So just maybe one question for me to understand. All of them should be moved to the next sprint, right? So I'm not sure if it is a good idea that we have such a lot of to-do lists, frankly speaking. Make sure.
Yeah, so most of them are bugs. So, and they're low priority. Probably we don't, and we are unlikely to fix them.
69 days in this column. 69. What the hell is this issue? This issue looks like for about 3 months here. 2 months.
But it's medium priority, and there is always more important tasks. And we are, but we still need it. One point is that we can probably implement it not on validator right now, but in a Lambda function, because we are migrating stuff that is implemented in validator to Lambdas. And since we anyway will rewrite the code that we have for validator and Lambdas, we can change this task to implement it on Lambdas from the very beginning. It's actually not a big task, but it's not as high priority, so
I understand.
Never been started.
Okay, I think that we can manage all the issues that are into the list during the sprint planning on the next phase. For now, we just need to understand that we have a lot of bugs assigned with low priority here. Okay, Pavel, cool. Thank you very much. I think that we have ended with you. Ended. And we can go move next to the Maxim issues in the task list. Okay, Maxim, I can see a lot of issues in progress. Can you tell me on what exactly issue I working right now?
I don't know which issue you're working right now.
You don't know which issue do you work right now, or I mean?
No, you. Okay. First of all, I think that I'm working on prepare for scale privacy audit fix, and can you? One moment. And implement investigate Golang implementation of the mixed credential and integrate the mixed credential to consumer workflow.
So all the three issues are at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And these two?
I haven't touched it from the beginning of previous week.
Okay. Really, such an awful workflow. It was implemented by me, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And about integration Zoho campaign form to our secure com, and about I'm not sure that they're still on me.
Yeah, I think they're not you. Right.
Okay, and to implement precompiled call described in article, it is also in to-do list should be, right?
Yeah, I try to do this, but it doesn't work, even by on the examples which they provided, like default contracts which were implemented not by us, and I couldn't call precompiled contracts like which were initially, and it will not work for our tool.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Let's move to the on-hold issues that you have now. Implement
I
showing.
think it's the same with the form. With Zoho account.
Show interest form. It is now assigned to Pooji. She's working right on it, so I can reassign it to. We don't have Pooji in our Jira, so I will assign it to
It's going
me.
to be managed in Zoho, so I think just close it.
Yep, does make sense.
I published form, but redirection doesn't work properly. Okay, next.
Okay, cool. By the way, I can see that you have implemented sign and verify Lambda functions. So was you able to fix it and to end with it?
Yeah, I just don't work anymore with Node.js. We implement it just doesn't work. I spent a lot of time trying to fix it, and it seems that there are a lot of issues like this, and it's connected with AWS Lambda environment where it runs. That's why we just use right now our Golang implementation, and there are like 5 functions right now which implement auto attestation to the MQ, read attestation with batches from the MQ and submit it to the blockchain, code which just auto attestation and check attestation. And there are legacy applications for Node.js which just generate H token without connection to the blockchain. And also I configured service queue for Amazon where we write everything, and configured it by the serverless framework, which automatically up gateway IP, configure permissions, roles, and functions, and you can deploy and remove functions with one command.
Okay, cool. And so all of them are working in the Lambda functions of AWS, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Maxim, thank you very much for this stuff also. So basically my question is about in progress and your estimation. So to-do list is...
right now I have investigated how EDMX credential works and write documentation, and I will not close task until I finish documentation.
Do we have some
integrated EDMX credential to consumer flow? Right now I have a test code which issue keys, sign, and derive it. The question here is how we will integrate it to our workflow, because there are some controversial things, because this system like destroy all our concept. We don't need blockchain with it, and we should understand what should be implemented. Also, there is debug. If you click here, details under the workflow, to understand every structure, click here for details expander. It expands under the workflow picture. Here.
This one, it is workflow pitch, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's,
Click for details.
okay.
And it will show all keys generation, and it's required to understand what exactly we want to store on blockchain and what we want to store on user side. It's from test code, and all it passed for like 300 milliseconds without output, and it's starting from the creating issuer key and registering registering our consumer, and then consumer also creates several credentials with different attributes disclosed. Yeah, and if you want more detailed information about how the signatures looks, you can go to the comments below in the, because it's debug information, and in comments you can see protobufs declaration language, which shows what type of field, but not what this, but it doesn't show what the size. Integrated MX credential to consumer workflow are working right now. If you remember Tassi with payment, the big diagram with all components, it's where right now integrated. And after I confirm everything with Jan and Mark that it's what we want, I will implement a Lambda function for this.
Wait a minute. So I need to go to the diagram, right?
Yeah, and also no need for right now, because right now I write Satassi version 0.3, which will delete all legacy documentation and show only what we want, what we have right now, without payments, without anything, just what we want to deliver for UCL privacy audit. I also connected with Andrei, and we started to work on our white paper because I think that we should finish by 19th February. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kian.
Yeah, that's right.
And we want to deliver a white paper and some workflow details.
Yeah.
And also, I think that we should provide information about all bugs and security flaws which we have right now, in order to receive some feedback how to solve it properly.
Yeah.
Because we want to hide anything, and for this we should show how it works in details. Because it's as I understand, this is security flow exactly to improve our product.
Yeah.
I mean security audit to improve us.
Okay, I understand. It is more like private versus private week starting. Okay, thank you very much, Maxim. So maybe just my question about here is that we can't. So Golang implementation is not finished yet, so it is still in progress, right?
Which one?
Golang implementation.
One moment. Investigate Golang implementation of the credential. I finished it, but I haven't finished documentation for it.
Okay, just to summarize, I mean, EDMX credentials, the documentation is still in progress, and you're working on the prepare for yourself privacy. Okay, great, thank you very much. All the to-do list will go to the sprint planning phase, where we'll discuss all the necessary stuff.
Can you remove from me integrate the campaign from to secure?
Yep. I think that I can move it to done. It'll be easy. Design deployment technique,
and also here is design and implement technique to coincidentally scale the blockchain right nodes.
Should I move it to done?
We discussed it with Mark and Jan. I don't remember. Have we discussed it together or only with Mark?
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
think that together, yeah. We discussed that it's not what I think I should do,
Mm-hmm.
and this can be implemented with Ethereum sharding. It wasn't like a task for immediately to do in this sprint.
Mm-hmm.
I think that right now we can schedule the call with, like, separate call with Mark, Jan after the audit, and or when they will be in Minsk, and discuss this task.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Need to be discussed with Ian and Mark in during the trip. Something like that. Safe.
Yeah, because we cannot scale horizontally write nodes without sharding.
Mm-hmm. So should I move it to? Should I leave it in to do, or should I move it to done? Meanwhile.
I will not work with this task during next few sprints, I think.
So we can move it to the backlog, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move back just to all the issues that you have assigned in sprint plan phase. So my main idea is for now to understand what was done and what is on hold, review, and other stuff. Okay, thank you very much, Maxim. Let's move to the next one. Alexander is not with us. That is why we need to run through his issues without him. I will just do it in the fast way. So we can see that done was serial generation, pin lookup function, and okay, digital pin address was also finished here. In review, one bug, should be bug fix, right? An initial smart contract implementation with basic data structures. Does anybody know about this issue? Why it is in review, and who should check it? Pavel, maybe you know about this one issue, or Alexei.
I think Max reviewed Alex code previously regarding smart contract stuff.
Mm-hmm. So-
Max? Okay.
I think this is. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, one moment. What add initial smart contract implementation with basic data structure? Yeah, I have. We wrote. Alex wrote contract for this, and I helped him to deploy it to the quorum. And here right now issue with how to fill this contract properly. What's here? It's you can move it to done. This contract, because right now we work on generating serial codes and pins, and then put it to this data structure. Next, serial generation and pin lookup function. Yeah, we have seen some code a few days ago, but I'm not sure that it's the same after last update. Do you have this information, Pavel? The last code which we committed, merged yesterday. It's the proper one, or it's?
Regarding Alex work?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I
I
have
just-
reviewed only Go part.
Yeah, I just remember that we have the requirements were changed for the serial code and pin generation. They should be different, and I'm not sure that I don't remember if Alex finishes the job or not, because he's certainly finished some job to generate serial and pins. Pin lookup function and validation. I don't know anything about this. Use serial connected.
Yep. With 4 days ago on the GitLab status merge request. As far as I remember, this one was merged. That means that, yep, it was merged. Okay, let's assume that I can go through the issues that were done with Alexander one by one. After he'll come back. I think it will be tomorrow. For me, I need to understand just the last one issue in progress. So I hope that Pavel's working on it. And I think your demo, nothing happens after clicking set pin. It is a bug, I assume, right? Right. Verlon.js with Genymotion to check the source of this bug. So let's assume that this one bug is that Alexander is currently working on. All the other issues should be moved to the next sprint, and I think that we will prioritize them again after the sprint end.
Yeah, if you look here, if you look parse claim pin codes on daily updates from ML, create block management factory, and create test and JS REST API to use smart contracts. This will be wrapped around contracts which were wrote to in this sprint.
What issue are you talking about?
I speak about 379, 380, and 381. You can leave it here because
it is still implement pay point pin, so it means that leave it in to-do list, right? Okay, great. Thank you very much, Maxim. So we are kind of finished with this one stuff with Alexander. Let's move to Alexei. Alexei, are you with us?
Yeah.
Let's start from the right and move to the left. So can you share with me what exactly was done? And this issue is into done state, right?
Yeah.
Can you please just in short tell us what exactly was done here?
You remember there was a lot of issues with Internet Explorer and mobile version?
Yep, sure.
Yeah, turned out that all of these issues was caused by modern JavaScript version, and I add a system which transpiles this all our code to previous JavaScript version for production. So that's what it is.
Cool. I remember the stuff. So it works now, right? And Kirill retested it?
Yeah, probably yes. It works. Everything that I checked worked.
Great. Okay, it's really great. Thank you very much. It was a big pain point, I think it should be correct word for us because of Internet Explorer and mobile applications. So at Polyfill for that. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Let's move to the on hold state. File storage function incognito mode. It is on hold because
we need some additional information what needs to be done here. So because I don't know. Yeah, kind of this.
Okay. And who can bring you some information? Ian, maybe you can assist here. So who can help you with file storage incognito mode? What exact information do you need?
I think that Ian should provide some information about it.
There's a lot of things changing in this. Just assign it to me, actually. Ian can define the requirements are.
Sorry.
Unless it was just saying, I'm trying to think. File storage. I am wondering whether this was just what we need to. Yeah, just leave it with me. Leave it with me.
I will leave it back into the list because on hold is basically when somebody is blocking it and somebody is not resolved and other stuff. Investigate whether we can use the Huckabee acceptable way to the theme of a secure. I'm still think that this should go to done state, or the Zoho issues are now managed by Puja, basically. I mean, is it like they're resolved by Puja? So, and by the way, Alexei, I will discuss it with you after the call. So, we need maybe tomorrow, if you will be available, of course, or on Monday, to have a call with you and Puja, because we need to give some changes on the website of Secure. And while Pavel will be absent, we need you or Maxim be able to make some changes in Secure to integrate forms and other stuff.
Yeah, but probably on Monday.
Okay, no problem. Okay, great. What's about this one issue? It is a new one, only 6 days in this column.
No, it's not the new one. It's one of the issues which was kind of sorted out with addition of polyfill, and at least I checked it and it worked fine. So,
but as you can see, so Kirill has sent it back to you because it is not working properly, right?
Yeah, I just saw it 7 days ago, and when I produced, so, and show me previous comment.
Yep.
Okay, well, put it in to do. I will in progress. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Because yeah, when I put it in review, I tried this out and was not able to reproduce it. I will try once again. Yeah. The next task is dev 408. We are using the version of jQuery in our code. Yeah, we had a discussion with Paul yesterday, and I just thought I done this task, but I think it's not convenient for now to check whether it's worked as needed. So we discussed how we can kind of conveniently deploy this thing and conveniently run it both locally on our test server in order to check our changes in our secure integration static sites, which our secure integration examples use. So I created another two tasks, which it's anyway, it's a small task. I think I will done it maybe on Sunday or on Monday. So it's also almost done.
Okay, great. And then the to do, Anat, you didn't just have to do it, right? I mean, the issues that are to do list, they should be moved to the next sprint. Okay, great, Alexei. Thank you very much. Let's go to Kirill. I think that Kirill is left, right, in our row.
Yeah.
Okay, can you just shortly, briefly tell us what exactly was done? So it is a sprint run, right? Get more information about testing Zoho CRM. Okay, good. So you have done some investigation, like webinars and other stuff. Because my main idea in this task was Kirill is our QA engineer, and he needs to understand how we can test, for example, Zoho and other stuff. It is important for us. So all the team members have understanding of Zoho. Cross-browser testing of Secure also was done. And update existing test cases.
Because we have changes in our URLs.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have a few issues on hold. What about this one?
We are waiting Maxim to rewrite some code.
In to-do list. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's task on me. After I re-implemented our validator in Golang Lambda function, I have changed names of all IPs because it doesn't represent our documentation anymore. Because we don't have validator, we will have issuer. I will change everything and also simplify IP calls for Lambda functions. That's why there are a few changes will be in the code. Also, I need environment for deployment because right now we will not have validator and Docker containers. We need to write our Verka scripts for performance testing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I understand. Thank you very much. So this one is waiting pending.
This
Sorry. Yep. The.
This one is waiting for issues will be fixed.
Mm-hmm. Both of them to Alexander. It is both bugs that are connected with the same error that Alexei was fixing. Nope.
Alexei was fixing EE issues, and
Yep.
this is Android issues.
Okay, great. Thank you. It's loading slowly. I have seen one more issue on hold. I would like to. Okay. Verify connection type on mobile devices. It is on hold
There
also.
are some issues.
So you can't proceed testing without the bugs here, right?
Yeah,
The bugs fixed.
I need to recheck functionality assigned to me and fixed.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. It is Mark. Here we are. Okay, cool. On hold here, done here, and you don't have any other to do and in progress and review tasks, right? So what are you working currently on?
Yesterday we discussed with Alexei JS framework for testing two scenarios: memory storage and local storage.
So do you already have these tasks, or do we need to create them?
Yeah, I think I created two tasks. I think you will meet them when you will be doing planning, because I can. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Kirill. Okay, as I can see it, for now we have finished with the reviewing of the done issues. Maybe, no, sorry. I can go to Ian also and to me. Okay, Ian, what we have here, start relationship with I'm Live Shay. It is done, right? 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It is a part of integration task. It is part of the project with integration. I can see it.
I tell you what, can you leave all those there? I'll close them later because I'm putting all this stuff into Zoho as we speak.
Yes, sure. So other 6 issues that we have here, both of them are in progress for into the list. Any issues that we can move to done? How do you think?
Using. Can you expand those?
Yep, sure. Investigate possibility of using Nginx proxy instead of middleware for age verification. I can remember this issue was assigned to Pavel.
Yeah. Go down to the bottom.
The next one? Okay. The follow-up call with Meg Bunny next week. Did we have this Meg Bunny call?
No, bollocks. Forgot about it. But you know what? Leave that there as well, because I'd like to put that into Zoho as part of the CRM. Leave it there. I'll move it. I'll shift it when I've finished it. When I've moved it over to Zoho.
Okay, great. What is about this one? Define content provider sign up workflow. It is in progress also.
It's in progress. Yeah, it's not no change. It's
Okay.
not complete. So.
Okay, great, no problem. Because it is high priority, I will put it a little bit in the top of the column. Basically, I'm not touching now into do issues because we will get back to it after the sprint end at the sprint planning phase. Okay, and I am the only one who's left. Let me check out what issues are on my side. Maybe I forgot to update some of them. Investigate my possibility to move QA issues from backlog. It was done, and it was moved. Just like Ansible refactoring is in progress. Separate stub Docker installation, we have found a workaround for it, so I didn't work in this way. Ansible connection from Jenkins to Moji node fails.
You can even put Docker container to the hold and add this to the hold until task 403 will be resolved.
That's 403, right?
Yeah. It will be the task with testing of Lambda functions. If everything will be okay, we just move to them. And this will be like move to done.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. We have some issues also, like a grid documentation structure and layout with Emmet. It is assigned to me. Basically, the last time I have communicated with Emmet, it was more like the phase with structure of documentation was ended. It was ended just certain days ago. I think that we agreed with the structure for about more than a few weeks ago. Don't you remember, Ian? Is it related to some other documentation structure? Because as far as I can remember, it was done, but it was done for about a month ago.
Yeah.
Maybe some description here.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. As in,
How many sections going we have to it, edit and pay update? I think that from this task, only update knowledge base is relevant.
I think it's basic. Well, it's in progress. It's going to take ages, so you can close it. As in, we're not going to drop it. We know it needs to get done, and it's sort of done, but will be updated.
Okay, great. And create AV Secure. It is like keep me updated email subscription list. It is the one that we are working on with Puja. So I can leave it to in progress because we are working on it currently. Just like
you can put it to done and just manage it from Zoho.
Yep, it does make sense, sure. And by the way, Ansible connection from Jenkins to Mojo fails. Maxim, is it still on the same state, right?
I haven't worked with this and haven't tested during this sprint.
That is why I didn't touch it also. Okay, I will leave it.
Right now it's low priority because we installed Mojo host connected and make a test, but do we have communications with Mojo host, Jan, right now? Or it just was?
Do we have? Sorry, do we have communications with them?
Yeah, or it just was for presentation that.
No, we're going to. I'll probably end up calling them next week.
Yeah, then it should be done in the next week. Can you find why Ansible can't install anything on this node?
So it means that I can find issue about it, or in Jenkins?
Can you find, because I can connect with SSH, but Ansible cannot connect to install.
So it means, should I find an issue, or should I update an issue, or should I go to Jenkins and try it out? What are you talking about right now?
Yeah, if you could solve this issue, it would be great. Because
yes.
I cannot install anything on this node automatically. I can install by hand, but I don't want.
And I understand you. That is why we have just working with Ansible. That is why we need it. Okay, great. So I leave it into the list for now. That's all from my side also, from the issues that I have for now. Let us check it out. Blah, 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 blah. Mark, how do you think? Should we leave Mark with his own issues by himself? Let's see it. Revisit use of web crypto libraries. Agree with Mark. What security measures we need to use?
I think revisit the use of web crypto libraries. Okay, this is related how we will be extract our keys in files, for example. Instead of local storage, can we store it in the files? It's related with Alexi, I believe. And I think that we want to use WebAssembly in the future to write this. Maybe it's somehow related to me with EDMix right now. Yeah, because we discussed that we want to use EDMix on user side in order to receive certificates from the validators. You can link this task to my task, which is One moment. Where is? One moment. I will find my task.
Sure. And I will go to the.
You can link it to integrated Mix credential to consumer workflow.
Is this a link or is this a conference page?
101 task. Dev 101. Oh, 401. Oh. Yeah. And maybe you can link it also to extracting case to files.
Okay.
I'm not sure which task is this one.
Let's fire it out.
Can you help, Alexei, what this task can be?
So it means that do I need to assign it to Alexei, or it means that I need to
No,
ask
you don't need to assign to Alexei. I mean, there was another task which is about extracting keys to files.
Let's first see if Alexei has such an issue.
No, I don't remember such an issue. Extracting keys to files. There was an issue that we can use file storage from browser. You're talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one which on hold. I thought that it was one of options that how we can implement file storage for incognito mode.
Yeah, exactly about this, I think.
So how it connected to those keys?
It's connected not to keys, it's connected to review crypto flow. How the task called?
The one that is on Mark, it is. Yeah. It is for about 80 days in the column. No, wait. Yes, it was my. Because it looks like the same as Mark. It is
use of web crypto libraries,
120 days in the column.
Storage in light of new knowledge. I believe this task was created when we discussed that we can extract files and store for incognito mode.
It was 4 months ago created.
It was
4 months ago, right?
Is there any more detail in the actual task? Sorry, did I miss that? Click on it.
None. Just a linked issue that I have linked. And no other information. Consumer journey and security.
Created MSP. 4 months ago.
Yes, 4 months ago.
Okay.
What is not crypto libraries?
So what should we do with it? Should we put it to Mark?
Put a comment in there and just say @Mark.
But you can assign this task for me. And as soon as also add here relation to the task.
Yeah.
100 or 409.
409. So should I link it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Wait a minute. And I can also link this one with 409. 409. 409. This one.
Yeah.
So now it is assigned to you, and it is linked with both 401 and 409.
409 does not exist. Wait a second. I will try to find this issue.
It does. It just like was my mistake that I prepare for UCL privacy.
We should discuss with Mark all libraries which is delivered to the client using iframe to sign any case, to generate keys, to store keys. Everything that's related with this should be reviewed, because we are preparing for audit. And these guys should give us suggestions how to do it properly. Can we do such things which we do, or we should use another technique? That's why at least it should be discussed and documented.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So at least for now, I can leave a comment here that it is sent to you, Maxim, right?
Okay.
So I can leave it here that This task is needed to be discussed again with Mark, Sim, Mark, Mark. And do you need Ian in the discussion?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Ian, do you want?
But I'd like to be there.
It will be technical discussion, I think, but as
I
always, there
absorb
are
Osmosis.
yeah, and there are always such things like what we should do from marketing.
Perspective, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because basic perspective marketing, it's like money, so we need to understand where should it go. Okay, I had this comment here, and I think that we are finished with Mark because this one issue was created by us.
And can you add Alex too, Alexei, and Alex, and maybe if
Also-
Pavel want to join, because Alexei developed library, or Alexei, have you wrote a library which Alex had wrote?
Which
Had
one?
for generating private key signing and other things.
No, but I think I know which one you're talking about, and I kind of use it. But...
Yeah, I'm just want to join, to invite somebody who wrote this library, if we will have questions, or we want to look at the bucket.
Better add Alex and.
Okay, great. So I have added looks like almost all the team here, and with optional Pavel.
Because almost everyone worked on this task
Mm-hmm.
at some level, and everybody can add some enlightenment to this issue.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Maxim, for help to deal with this issue. So only one issue left for Mark, and I think that we have created it by ourselves. Okay, Thomas Miles Byrne is not a part of this board. Yep. So let's check if we have some issues unassigned. Yes, it is pin and serial CSV file generation is test.
This is for Alex.
Yes, he has created, but he didn't assign it. And don't you know if he finished this task or if it is in progress?
Yes, he finished this test. Maybe he created two tasks with the same name.
Also looks like it was part of a big task. It was a subtask only. Yes, this one. It is a part of devs 370 big task.
Leave it undone. If he thinks that it's already done, we can move it.
Does make sense. Okay, thank you very much. Let's move to. I think that we finished with sprint ending. So all the issues were reviewed. We are now understand what exactly have we done. I could see that there are a lot of into-do list issues, and we need to manage it properly now so we can have a priority for them, and so we can make sure that we just finish it till the end of the next sprint. So as usual, do we need a little break for about 10-15 minutes before the sprint play-in phase, or can we rush into sprint play-in phase without it? How do you think, guys?
Yeah, probably we can have some at least 5 minutes.
Okay, let's do it 10 minutes. So a little break up till it will be my local time in 10 minutes. So it will be 5 and 10 p.m. So I'm waiting you here and meet you in 10 minutes.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, Stepin, screen share it now. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Pin me.
Hi.
Yes. Great, great. I can see who is back. So, Ian, are you with us? So let's wait for Ian to come back, and we'll proceed.
Sorry, I am here.
Yeah, okay, great, great. So I assume that everybody back here, and we can proceed. I'm continuing to share my screen. Wait a minute, please. Can you see it right now?
Yes.
Great. So I think that I have already ended the previous one sprint. I have created the new one that will end on the 2nd of March. So for now we have a backlog. For now we have a lot of issues in the current sprint, and backlog is so small in comparison with our current sprint. So what do we need to do? As I have already mentioned, we had a lot of undone issues in the previous sprint. And that means that we need for now, just to focus and to understand what are the main priority, because a lot of issues we have, and we need to make sure that we will finish for this sprint only the necessary ones. So I assume that we will continue with usual stuff. So we'll go issue by issue to understand how urgent do we need to finish this or those issue, and this how we'll try to my main goal and my main idea in sprint planning is to leave only that amount of issues that we are able to finish during the sprint. Not to use too many of them, not to leave someone without the tasks. Only just like the ideal sprint, all issues should be done. So let's try it out. Let's try to plan the urgency, and we'll find out how it works. Okay. Okay, from the very beginning. Design and implement technique to percentile scale the blockchain right nodes should be maybe, or nodes, it is correct. Maxim, are you with us?
Nodes, nodes.
Thank you. Because so maybe there I think that that we have such word nodes, but I'm not sure that we need to use it here. So basically, what's the urgency of this task? Do we need to have it done in this current sprint?
I think that we will not be able to done it in the current sprint next if we will even start to do this. Okay, it's like we don't have right now something creative for this, and it will be a lot of work to implement. It's like re-implement what's Ethereum tune, what is sharding in the Ethereum, and it will take a lot of work.
Okay, so should I move it to the backlog or to the next sprint? What will be better
to
for
the
us?
backlog.
Okay, investigate access to iframe and validator access without using DNS. It is for Pavel. It is in low priority. And it should hold because some more prior tasks. The question here, do we need it to be done this sprint? How do you think, guys? Because Pavel has a lot of issues in to-do list, so maybe it is a good idea to push it to the next one, to the next sprint.
Yeah.
Can you
also, I'm available only one day during this sprint. So
Yes.
I think I will be able to finish just one task, which
one
is.
moment, don't move it. Link it to 409 to just think about it.
And maybe I can assign it to you. How do you think? Or just leave it?
I will not work on it. I just add it to the board to task to think about and discuss.
So what issue should I link? 409?
409. Everything that's related with security, with everything that with architecture and decision. Can you move to link to this task?
Anyway, I have moved it to the next sprint because can you remind me, Pavel, what exactly issue are going to finish during this one?
Mobile flow, which is mobile UI flow, that I'm currently working on. It should be in progress task.
Mobile flow, mobile. I'm searching for it.
Change UI state of mobile validation to match updated flow. This is set task from the top.
Good. So I move all the other to the next one.
Yeah, I'll probably some of them to backlog because some of them are issues with some of them are bugs on our avsecure.com site, and they're low priority. We are probably not going to fix them.
Even the next sprint also, right? Okay, let's just stick to the plan.
Let's go to the next sprint.
So this one will be finished during this one sprint. It is okay. So this one, retrieve user's phone number via Telegram. It is in to-do list. I move it to the next one sprint.
We probably need to discuss, do we want... so this is the only piece that left to implement to make Telegram integration fully workable. So for Telegram, I can receive token, activate token, but this task was about requesting contact info from user to validate phone number. If we finish that piece, we have full integration with Telegram.
Yeah.
So
Do you think you can do it?
the
Pavel, do you
question,
think you can do it or not?
I missed the question.
will you be able to finish it or not? I
During Monday, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's
so
okay. Just leave it till when you get back then.
yeah, we
I
can
will-
probably assign to the sprint, and if I will be able to finish on Monday, I'll finish. If not, we will move to next sprint.
Yes, yes. But as I have already told you, my main goal is to leave in the sprint so many tasks as we can finish it. It is hard to maintain sprints when you have a big to-do list moving from the sprint to the sprint. That is why I'm trying to, just to make it more correct. Maybe it is a correct word. Okay.
Just put in the next sprint, Vitaly, and if Pavel gets it, you can just pull it up.
I have this one I have left here, and I think that all the others I will move to the next one. So make sure integration to provider it will be moved to the. You won't be able to move to work in it on Monday, right?
Yes. Yes. On
The next one. avsecure is not responsive. It is a bug. Deal with the next one. Consumers enter the IP in to the next one. Validator proxy requirements to the next one, I assume. Okay, this one issues for Alexander. As a consumer, to be sure my pin won't clash. It is a big task with a lot of subtasks, or not? No, it is not. It is strange.
Hold on.
Okay, yep. So the question is, do we need this one issue to be done in this print or not?
We're sort of doing it at the moment. So yeah, leave it in there.
Great.
Just assign it to me though, because it's not going to hit.
Oh, okay. Sure. Done. The next one, security review. It is unassigned for some reasons. Who is responsible for it?
Move it to 109 or 409.
And who is responsible for this one issue?
Just assign everything in this sprint to me.
Got it. Okay, great. Thank you. The next one is evaluate for paid user journey. It is for Ian. What should we do with it? It was created from 2 months ago. Should I leave it in this current sprint?
Definitely do this one. Yeah, leave it there.
Great. It is medium priority, so I am not changing it anymore. This one is for Mark. Pin recovery.
Yeah.
Mark in document.
We're still working through that, but it is for this sprint.
Great, thank you. Mark, to construct a 5-device option with multiple browsers. It is just like it was already planned in this sprint before. So,
Yeah, leave it. Yep, it's still in discussion.
Great. Design third-party node creating process.
Uh,
Third-party node it assigned to me because we need technical solution, networking policy, registration process. It is one thing that. It is one of the things that we were it is a part of what we have discussed with you, Ian, today, or not?
no.
But it's to me, it's not like, one moment, design third party not created, why it's on you?
Because I think Mark was hoping that Vitaly could sort of get out from your head what needs to be done, but then put it into a more friendly sort of DevOps.
Yeah, okay.
Because ultimately what we want is a relatively easy, straightforward procedure that can just be run, without any assumptions.
So you need also to monitor process, possibly tie in with a legal agreement.
No. Forget about legals. This is just someone wants to run a node. How do they do that? Yeah.
For example, what we do with Ansible right now, can we do this for Ethereum and Constellation with Docker containers? And if there's some ways to secure it, that they are not modified during their work.
Okay.
Mostly, first step will be I will send you links for Docker containers for Quorum, and the second it's configurations for AWS cluster, what policy should be, and you need to find some way how people secure such environment like Docker. I know they don't secure it.
Okay, great. The only question here: who is going to be a starting point for this issue, me or you?
You can mention me just in this task, and please add me to watchers. Or I will be automatically assigned to watcher if you mention me in the comment.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So my comment was like we need a starting point to proceed this issue. File storage for incognito mode. It was reassigned from Alexei to Ian. It's a help because we need some additional information for you, Ian, to gather more about it. Right? So we need to review this task.
Yeah,
I think this is task which I 304, which we discussed for security of library, security of CryptoLabs in browser.
Are you sure about it? Okay. Because okay, maybe you just have more clear understanding of it, because as for me, it is not connected directly with security. But if you assume that it is,
no, I mean the task which was about review security libraries on the web. Do you remember?
Yes. I remember this task. So I assign it to you on this point, right?
Just assign, I will link it, and it's mostly about discussion.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Check why write transactions for contract doesn't apply to the state.
Yeah, in some cases, yeah, for Istanbul consensus, I should write that I haven't solved this issue. That's why I just set up default environment, which was proposed by the by example from the Hyperledger Quorum, and it doesn't work even for their demo. And I tested Istanbul consensus for gets 1.6, and it worked. I think that what we can do for Istanbul consensus, it's two ways. One way, I can switch binary sources for version gets 1.6, which will deliver us Istanbul consensus, and it shouldn't break our code. or we can wait until they fix it in version 1.7.
I understand it. My main question here is maybe it will be easier for us to wait till the new version. And don't you know, is there any estimations when the version 1.7 will be released?
1.7 already released, but it works mostly with etcd consensus because it's quicker and required less communication. But I think that we want instable consensus for our security.
Okay. So what can we do with this issue? We can move, basically, as far as I can understand, the question is check why transactional contract doesn't apply to the state. So we know why, right? So we can close this one and create a new one. Correct?
Yeah, I think that can I close this and create task? Just mention. I will close this task with report why it doesn't work, and we'll try to find a solution with new task.
Okay, no problem. So do you want me to close it and create a new one?
No, I will move close it. Okay.
No problem. Let's move to the next one. Ansible connection from Jenkins to Moji node fails. It is the same we have discussed earlier. For this print, stays here. Review where is application in documentation process.
Review where is
up in the documentation process.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Ian, can you help us with that?
Yeah, hold on. So before I do, Pavel, I just dropped you a quick message. Can you take a look at it? Because sorry to interrupt, but Tony has finally got back to us and relented on that block domain.
Yeah. I'm looking into it.
Yeah, I'd really like to try and sort that out. That's more important than the SMS stuff. Anyway, sorry about that. Right.
Define content provider. This one, yeah.
Can you scroll down?
Yep. There's no information additional here. It was created 2 weeks ago. That means that on our last sprint planning phase.
And scroll to the top again.
Yep, sure. There's no additional information still.
I have no idea what this is.
Good question. Okay, so review.
This is my question. What the app is?
Yes, just some application. How does it work? I'm still not sure.
Close it. Don't know.
Okay, I will move to done state, right?
Yeah.
I will move to done with comment like
can't remember what it is.
out of scope, let this. That's like that. Okay, great. Next one. Define content providers and app workflow. It is for Ian.
Yep. Define content provider. Yep. It's got to be done. There's a lot of stuff happening in Freb. Yep. Leave it there.
Sure. Thank you. Investigate possibility of using the Nginx. It should stay here, I assume, right?
Yeah. Leave it there. I know what that is. I think all this is going to come out during February, basically.
Great. Thank you. The next one. Cache issued UIDs to allow check-in signature.
Can you? Sorry. Task 239. This is a proxy. I understand the task. Should we discuss it in security flow?
Yeah. So I think the problem here, Max, is that we're not sure what options we want to offer or what we might need to offer. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So we're not sure at this point what other options of integration. In this case, we're using engines instead of for a verification. Yeah. So I think what we're saying here is that we might need to think about some other age verification integration options in general.
Yeah. Should I speak with? Should I include this in documentation when we have security review?
You will do, but it depends whether we're doing anything with it, right?
Yeah.
I think the problem is that we don't know enough to know whether we need to do this or not.
As I properly understand, the security review will be not to destroy our system, but evolve it with suggestions and other things, and we should ask for all questions which we have.
Yeah.
And maybe this work can be like a white paper with some security flows which we know and we haven't decided yet and have questions, because if this guy know everything about security, or at least a lot, and he should provide us best practices or possible ways to implement it.
Yeah, but bear in mind, I think that you, Pavel and Mark, are going to be far more tuned into network type security. I think this guy is going to be far more focused on just the theory of privacy rather than its implementation.
But I think that I will show everything, how it implemented.
Yeah. But this particular task is more, I think, is there something else in addition to our current integrations that can make the content provider's life easier if, for example, they're using engines?
Yeah.
I think that's what this is about, and I think we need to start having conversations with content providers to understand, which is what we'll be doing.
So what are our resolution about this one task? Should we assign some new discussion to this?
No.
I know what it is. Just leave it there. It's fine.
I know about this task. I just wasn't sure what we should include.
Okay, let's move to the next one. This one is for Pavel. So I think that if we are going to finish it, if he's not going to finish it, this sprint, I'm moving to the next one.
One moment.
Okay, it was too late. Was the moment.
No, that doesn't matter. It was done or not?
No, it wasn't to do. So this task was about adding check to token verifier. But we probably want to implement token verifiers on Go Lambdas with AWS. If this is the case, we can.
But we still accept nodes from the content provider, and because it's required for security commitment that challenge was generated, and in all crypto flows you should sign something, because if you don't sign something, you cannot check that it was properly solved. That's why.
Yeah, so there are two options. You can issue it and sign it, or you can issue it and cache it on server side. So once you have it back, you can check whether you issued this one.
Okay, it's not to issue, it's about check that it was issued. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. It's another thing.
Okay. Anyways, those one issue was moved to the next sprint because it is for Pavel, and we are trying to move all the issues that are not going to be done. Okay. Where have we stopped? I think that we have stopped somewhere here. This one is the next one. Revisit use of web crypto libraries. So should I leave it in this current sprint, Maxim?
Yeah, leave it. I think that next till 9th of February, all this task will be on me, and I will try to call Mark and Jan as I will call them very frequently to solve all issues which we have.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Maxim. At least I know that all security stuff is assigned to you for this point. I'm not sure that you will work on all of them, but at least I know that I can ask you about it. Okay, thank you. I'm skipping the sprint runs, right, Kirill?
Yeah, you should move them to QA project too.
Okay. I remember that we didn't do that because we needed this two issues here in the sprint, right?
Maybe let me check.
Well, because as far as I remember, we have moved all the QA issues from the backlog, but not from the current sprint. So do I need to move it also to the QA project? How do you think?
I think you should move it to the QA project, but I need copy of them in current sprint.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are waiting for EA auto login issue.
I think that let's have a call with you after this
Okay.
meeting because we need to arrange how it should work and how, so not to spoil, not to spam with issues in our backlog and current sprint, and otherwise, so it will be comfortable for us to use it.
Okay, let's do it a
Yes,
bit later.
Yep, we'll discuss it after the sprint planning phase. It is not so important right now. Determine integration steps to pain point as validator. It is for Alexander.
Yeah.
As for this point, only Ian, you can tell me, do we need this to be done this sprint or not?
Yeah.
Because Alexander is not here, and it depends more on your understanding of our focus for now.
Can I clarify some questions? There are tasks like determine integration steps to pay point as validator. I saw that we already have done this. We need only to integrate.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Okay.
This is like only determine what we should do.
I assume that we can put it to done and to create a new one. I really love the creation of new one tasks with more straight, understandable point.
Because I'm not sure, I don't see steps like resolution in this task. But if I think that you should close this not with Alex, and Alex will make task how to integrate. Or maybe he already did this task, I'm not sure.
I mean, let me just check it out. What Alex has else? Validator, serum key, implement pay point, pin generator. It is not the same, right? Not the same. Bug. Nope, we don't have it in our current sprint at least.
Yes,
Let me
close it with Alex. Okay.
Frankly speaking, I will close it right now, and I will create a new one, and I will link this one with us because it will be easier for us. So Alex will put some changings to this current issue by himself, but I will name it like integrate pay point with I don't know, with validator as validator. How it will be great. With validator, okay. And description relates to the F269 issue. Investigation is done. Okay, great. And I put it to the current sprint. And where are all the fields? Okay. I need to configure fields, definitely. Wait a minute, please. I will assign it to Alexander. And I will link this one issue. Done. Okay, great. Thank you very much, guys. Let's move to the next one. Istanbul, no. Yes, this one. Validator referrum key generation integration. Need to transpose a 16-digit key. It is in a to-do state, right?
This to the security audit 409. I will look. Because this task is from dev31. Do we really need it to be done, or we already will use another way?
Already linking it with you.
Already linked?
Already linking.
Ah.
Means that yes, it is done. Okay, great.
And you can assign it to the Alex right now. Just understand.
You mean this one?
Just leave it to the our moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
it is already assigned to Alex. Maybe I can assign it to you if you want it, of course. Okay, this one stays here still and assigned to me with story point 0. Okay. Installable PFTB consensus. So I think that it is okay. It is assigned to Kirill, right? So Kirill, you're in process of testing it, or you need
No,
to
it's on
I'm
hold.
I'm waiting. It's on hold.
We discussed in Istanbul that it doesn't work. And
Yes.
until I finish tests,
Okay.
just give me time to set up it properly with Lambda functions, and I will have time to test it properly.
Okay, great. Thank you. Just was my, it was my misunderstanding why it is assigned to Kirill yet, because he can test it. Okay, thank you very much. The next one is IG and MH to propose support stuff modeled for review by team.
What? One moment. EG and MH. What is it? IG and MH.
Oh, I think that it is Ian and Mark, frankly speaking.
Just leave it with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that it's also some technology or company. IG and MH. It Mark Holt and Ian Gross, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next. We need to set up Docker installation as a separate node. It is on hold until the desk task will be resolved. Okay, it's still in this sprint. Create this one smart contract. It is not urgent for the current task's priority. It was 25 days ago. How do you think? What is about its priority for now? Do we need this one to finish?
It's even can be needed in the future because we moved to the Lambda function. And right now we use configs during deployment.
Configs during deployment. My main question is, do we need this one issue to be done in this sprint? We'll have it is not priority.
We added this because I haven't tasked at all in the previous sprint. That's why we added it from the backlog. You can just put it to the backlog.
Great, thank you very much. Create Moji host network after deployment with Jenkins.
I created scripts which deploy, but the issue still with last node.
So let me just put it on hold, I think, right? And because it is blocked by me, it is blocked by the issue. Blocked by where is this one? Devs 385. Okay. Double authentication is displayed after successful registration. Bug for Pavel. This should be fixed in the next sprint. Bug for Pavel. So let's just have the next question. Is anybody else can fix these bugs? And do we need to fix these bugs instead of Pavel during this sprint? How do you think?
This is UI related bugs, so and they're related to avsecure.com website. These bugs, if they should be fixed, they should be fixed by Studio Graphene or by our site. In this case, it can be Alexei to take a look on them because they are UI related. They are most of them quite simple, but not all. It's just a question because they are minor. Should we fix them? Because it's not like not all of them are important.
Where is it? Is it our secure site?
avsecure.com. This is what we have in production right now.
So, my main question is it urgent for us to fix it in this sprint? So if it is, we can reassign it to Alexa, for example. If it is not, we can leave it to the next sprint.
It's just an error in the console, right?
No, it's error when you hit send email.
Yeah, it's
Several errors.
it's Zoho form, I think.
No, it's not yet Zoho form. We are still using.
It probably will be Zoho form.
Yeah,
Yes.
it will be Zoho form. Once we switch to Zoho form, this
It is
issue
not
will
relevant.
not be relevant.
I'm pretty sure that it is not relevant. Let us leave it in the next sprint just in case. But as for me, it is not relevant because we have already created a form that works, and only step to integrate it is left. That means that this one issue won't be reproduced. Okay, how it works, block is displayed without title. What about this one? It is also very secure, right? So what is the problem here? Open avsecure.com, click how it works. Let's try it out. How it works.
The problem is that this section is shown without headline.
Title.
Yes, without title. And Vitaly, click
yes.
on the product link.
The product link,
Here we have title shown.
So yes, I can see it. And how it works, you can see this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me think about it. I'm not sure that it is too urgent, so we can reassign it to Alexei. I will. Where the hell is my backlog? I will leave it to the next sprint to Pavel. So my main idea, just if you will be on holiday, so I need to reassign it, and I'm not sure that it is just so urgent for us to reassign it, and for Alexei, for example. Alexei will have a lot of work if Alexei will be responsible for AV Secure front-end side while you will be away. That means that he'll have a lot of work with Zoho. We need to integrate, we need to have a call with Pooja, and I think that we will discuss it just right after this call. But Alexei assumes that yes. By the way, so Alexei will be responsible for the front-end side, right, of AV Secure?
With the guys from Studio Graphing, yeah.
Okay, great. So, for example, if I have a link for the Zoho form and I need to integrate it to our website, whom should I contact? Who can do that?
Sorry, I had to sneeze. So I would say that I would expect Studio Graphing to be responsible for building the page layout, or the what do you call it, the frame? I don't know what you call it. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of fiddly work to do to integrate that to Zoho. Now, depending on how productive the Studio Graphing developers are, Alexei may get more involved in some of that design work. We don't know. So I don't know how to answer that question.
So yes, my last question was like, if I need to integrate with Zoho CRM, and whom can I ask to help me with that? If I need to substitute links to integrate the form.
Well, it will be the Alexei, or if Pooja can help.
Yes, I know that Pooja will help. I mean that who is responsible for avsecure.com site. So I think that Pavel need to give some access to Alexei, so he will be able to implement the changings, right?
Pavel wrote the video today. How to deploy.
Yeah,
we
so
have record videos, Max.
Max can deploy. So I think Alexei can.
I certainly can deploy changes from Git.
Okay.
Do I have permissions to this Amazon?
I will give you.
Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, Maxim. Okay, let's move to the next position. Implement PayPoint pin generator smart contract in Solidity. A lot of little small subtasks for Alexander, and yes, I remember that we'll leave it in the current sprint. So we'll work on it with Alexander by himself. Implement precompiled call as described in article. Maxim, this one is for you. So the question is, do we need to leave this one issue here, and
we certainly need to do this. It's like no question, but it doesn't work as I described it in the article. And just leave this task for me to do, because it will be on my side, and I can, when I have some free time, I can just take it and try again. Maybe it will work after new updates, or I just upgrade Solidity to the last version, and it will finally work.
Okay, great. Thank you. The next one is for Alexei. Is about Internet Explorer auto login doesn't work. It is in progress, right? So you're working on it right now.
Yeah, we just reassigned it.
Yes, issue still reproduced.
Yeah, leave it there.
Okay, thank you. This one is on hold, is for Kirill. This one is on hold, is for Kirill. I remember those issues. This one is bug for Pavel. Native browser Android. Connection type is detective. IP is not supported. For URL, verifying your cell phone connection failed.
Looks like for this case, we will just need to limit lower version of the Android supported, so or software supported. If the Android version 5 does not support this API, we probably just need to write message. You need to use proper device, and so on. So it still can be on me. I think.
Yes, and I'm still pretty sure that it's not urgent. I'm just living in this case, that issues that are assigned to you. I'm still trying to understand if they are urgent. Do we need to reassign it or not? Okay, thank you very much. 2 bugs for Alexander to fix. I will leave it with him. The only thing that we need to understand is that Alexander doesn't have a lot of issues assigned to him. That means that maybe we need to leave it here. I will communicate with Alexander by myself again, and we will find out if he will be able to end all the issues that are sent to him in this sprint. If not, we will work on the priority and urgency. Okay. Investigate Golang implementation. I remember the stuff. You're finishing here the IDMix documentation. Integrate to IDMix credentials to consumer workflow. Integrate.
This is right now what I mean by the integrate. It's integrate in our flows where we want to use it, because right now I understand how it works and where pros and cons and how to implement it. The question only for which flow we can use it, because it's really hard question, because should we use it all? Should we use only for creating attestation? Will be like separate validator? It certainly can be used for MiAdenta. For MiAdenta, it will be just cool thing, but I don't see a lot of benefits for Avasecure from this approach.
Okay, great.
Yeah, only one flow is left. It's issue new key. Issue new creds for consumers.
Issue new creds for consumers.
For consumers.
I understand. It is a new issue that we need to create, because I can see here and I don't remember.
It's an sign-up process mostly. I will discuss this during security audit. And I think that I'm planning to make call with Mark, Jan, and discuss everything after I finish preview for version 3.0, for version 3.0, 03 of Satasi, and we can discuss it in details. Because it's really, if we start to use IDMix as HT station, it's just destroy all our monetization.
Okay.
We cannot track anything with this.
I understand. Cool, Maxim. Thank you very much. Anyway, so on this point, I think that we are leaving this one issue assigned to you, but I'm pretty sure that we'll need to go back to all your issues and to make sure what are the most priority. So how do you think, is the priority of this issue medium, or should we raise it for this sprint?
What I'm planning to do, it's all tasks which will be assigned for me.
Mm-hmm.
I will order them in the and make a call for every task with people who assign who related with it,
Uh-huh.
and we will make a document which describe. And that's why I think that first of all, what I want to do is look for all tasks, speak with people, with team, and after this already give some priority, and maybe some task will go to others. It's not like final state that I will implement all tasks.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. So anyways, so you remember that my main point is to have in your sprint assigned to you as this current sprint so many tasks as you can complete.
Yeah, let's order it after we assign all tasks.
Okay.
And we will go to my view.
Yes, does make sense. Okay, so on the just like tied to this logic, I am leaving this issue also here assigned to you on this sprint, and go to the Alexi. Use the VPTC data interaction instead of REST calls 2 days ago, right? Created by Ian with high priority. So
yeah, progress. And that's what I will be doing.
Great, thank you very much. Yeah. What is about this one?
Have you managed to speak to Pavel about that or not?
No, not yet.
Because I suggest obviously you call him Monday because you won't be able to call him Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because he's on holiday. So you might need to make, and if you don't understand between you, then make sure you catch me and Mark as well. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, this has really come from Mark actually. So
okay.
Yeah, we'll discuss it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. The next one issue is like with really low priority. So maybe the question is, do we need to finish it during this sprint or not?
Better leave it. Oh no, yeah, move it to the next. Need to be tested.
So, you know, just like if you're not going to end it or work with it during the next few weeks. So yes, I move it to the next one. Okay, this one is for Maxim also. I still leave it with Maxim on this sprint because we will prioritize his tasks just like on his view. The next one, deploy E2E test on Jenkins. E2E test, I thought that this is done.
No, it's which I created this task. Yeah, it's kind of deployed there, but I want to create a system where it will be automatically run on commit on some integration repository, kind of that.
So I going to work with this issue.
DevOps, yeah. I will do it. It's not probably. It's also a low priority. I don't know.
Okay, maybe just if you need my help, you can just also ask for it.
Okay.
Because last time I remember that you was working with some kind of tests last time. Yes, he was calling me with Kirill.
Yeah. It's the same thing.
Okay, great. Thank you. So the next one, on commit auto deploy on dev server. What is this one?
Yeah, it's also
linked to the previous one.
Previous one, yeah. No, I want kind of DevOps system for our front end. Yeah. So.
Okay, let's assume that this one stays here, and we'll discuss it after if we need to work together on this issue or not.
Okay.
Okay, good. Let's move to the next one. Docker files for can provide integration. Oh, I think that it is the same as the previous one, working together, right? Or not?
Yeah. We discussed it with Pavel yesterday, and I know what should be done here, but this one will be done pretty soon. So,
Okay, good. Agree with Mark with security measures. Yes, it is one of the most important question about the security here. We'll leave it here. And retrieve user's phone number via Telegram. I think that.
Yeah, I'll try to implement it on Monday.
So you will try to implement it on Monday.
Yeah, it should be not a big task,
Uh-huh.
but we'll see when I start it.
Okay, great. And the last one, integrate PayPoint with validator. It should be assigned, and it is. Okay, cool. Let us refresh. So we will have no issues with the board. Okay, great. As I can see it, we have finished with the current sprint and issues that we have now. I think that we can go fast through the backlog issues, and we will move straight to the Maxim issues that we need also to prioritize. It is the most important point here to understand what should be done at the first moment and what should be done, as a second query. Create AV Secure Smart Contract. It is in backlog because we have moved it during this stuff. Design implement technique to horizontal scale. It was moved also here during just today. As a consumer, I want to use my credentials. It is unassigned. Interesting why. Ian, can you share with me, please, why it is unassigned? I can't remember, frankly speaking.
I believe this task should be on the.
I think you can put that into the current sprint. Assign it to me.
Goes to the 9th sprint. Okay, thank you. What's about node operations requirements TBD?
Isn't this the same as the procedure to install nodes? Isn't it the same thing?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Maxim. Is it the same?
Well, so we want a procedure that's easy for DevOps to follow to install nodes.
What's the same? Investigate Golang implementation.
No. It should be like let me check, find it out. Something like not. Maybe it is sent to me already. No. We were create, implement. I will find out. Wait a little, please. No. Maybe in the next sprint. There was an issue connected with creation of how validator can run nodes on our side and how they can manage it. So maybe it is the same issue. Let me just
set up Docker installation. This one?
Yeah.
Yes, this one. No, not this one. Sorry. There was such a strange name for those issues. Let me just search for it first. No, not this one. Not this one. Nothing happens. Investigate goal. Change performance. Use prepare. Okay.
Isn't it the one? Oh, I just thought I saw it.
Frankly speaking, I can't remember where is this issue.
Not operations requirements to be. I think that we already did this task.
Requirements to be
when we prepared for Mojo host.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it might be. Yeah, see, I think you're right, Max. I think we probably have done this, and I think we've moved on. As in, now we want to document the procedure for installation.
Yeah, and the procedure for installation is mostly Ansible script, which run it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to say this is done.
Does make sense. Okay, so do I need to create a new one issue about some documentation with Ansible, something like that?
I thought it was already done, isn't it?
Ansible scripts are done, but not documentation, as far as I can remember. At least I'm not sure that we have any documentation for Ansible, how to run and how to work with it.
We have
We have it, right?
some simple calls like in documentation README. It have, but it old one. It's for run from the local node from from personal computer, but not from the Jenkins. And you wrote everything to work with Jenkins. That's why you should modify documentation to show which environment variables should exist before start the scripts.
So I will be talking about the GitLab README file, right?
Yeah, GitLab README file. The project.
Okay, and the question is, do we need to do that in this current sprint?
I don't know.
Ian, how do you think? Or it is not so urgent for now? Okay, let's assume that it is not so urgent.
I don't think it's urgent, actually. Not urgent.
Okay. Let me just create an issue that we won't forget about it. So it's like update Ansible documentation in GitLab. Jenkins site.
Yeah, because we added a lot of environment variables, which required in order to script to run. And yeah.
Thank you very much. And I will put it to the 10th sprint, for example, for now. Let's assume that it will be there. Okay, thank you very much. The next one, do we want to create a model for a load balancer? It was still on discussion with Rackspace.
I think, Pavel, can you help? This is load balancer or IP switcher? Don't you remember?
Okay, it's about, yeah, if we use a IP switcher, or when we use multiple IP and change them, then we will not be able to use native load balancer, and we need a custom Nginx or Apache. And yeah, so I don't know what we need to do about it right now.
Okay, basically we still can work with what we can work without load balancer, but the users will go by the DNS names, and we want to avoid it for security. And I'm not sure how it should work. That's why I think that I will schedule a call with Mark, and we document it. And
Okay.
then we will create exactly task how it should implement it. And also it would be great after we finish with documentation, with all flows and discussion, it schedules the next call with Rackspace and asks them where flows in our AWS secure or in our AWS code and how we can approve, deploy. Because it's not like need with them. It will be great if they can review it and write scripts for us for auto deployment and scaling.
Okay, I understand. And so maybe the last question is like, do we need to do that in this sprint?
Move it this task, I think, for me, and add that add comment like IP switcher and schedule the call with Mark and yeah.
Do you want to do that in this current
Alex?
sprint?
I want at least look for all tasks which we have right now and filter them. Because maybe for every task, I'm planning to make a call and prepare small document and resolution. Because we have many tasks and it's like nobody knows what to do exactly with them. All these tasks are discuss, and nobody discuss anything, or discuss and forget them.
Okay, that perfect does make sense.
Yeah.
We should somehow clear it and remove all these tasks and create new one after discussion.
Basically, that is why we are trying to do the sprint plan in order to understand, just like to review the backlog. But I think that we can just do a special. Okay, let's assume that I will stick to the plan, and you, Maxim, will define all the issues that are assigned to you in order to understand which one is needed to be discussed, which one we need to proceed, and it will be our resolution. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, I have assigned the previous issue to you and moved it to the current sprint so it won't get lost. Okay, great. Investigate use of XYZ domains for serving AW content. Question for Arcspace also, by the way, as the previous ones.
Repeat, please. Investigate use of
XYZ domains for serving AV content.
Okay, to avoid risk of being used, we could run a process service for 1 year of buying, which we can rotate. I think that this is a hack in order to not use IP switcher and just all change domain names or work by domain names. And the users will be redirected to different domain names, and so they like mix the track. If I understand properly this task. Can you read, Pavel, and help me? Because I think this is very close related with IP switcher.
Yeah, I don't have much content about this task, so unlikely can help with clarifying.
I think we probably need a call about Rackspace in general.
Yeah.
Because they did email me this week, actually, and I need to get back to them. But I think we need to sit down as a group and talk.
Yeah, it means that it's something related with money. You see, it's like not paying everybody for certificates, and because we should provide IP on certificate on the IP, and it's very hard to do. That's why I think it was trying to make these rotations. It can be very expensive. Yeah, we really need to do something with at least discuss it.
Yeah.
And close or make some resolution on
it. Okay. So anyway, I leave this comment here that is hard not to use, right? Load balancer APIs feature, but to use DNS. And the question is, do I need to reassign it to you, Maxim, and to move it to the current sprint?
Yes, please assign it to me right now, because maybe I will close all tasks this and create new one with detailed description and with some resolution for every task.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next one. Define API for migration contract.
Yeah, this is minimal supported product. It's mostly how we will, if we will have thousands of contracts, how we will decide to which we want to make call.
The last sprint comment was like, it is not urgent for the current tasks.
Yeah, because we configure it from the config file. But when we start like many distributed applications in every cluster, for example, if we add our read nodes and our software to another parties, they should be in sync with us. That's why we will make a configuration contract, which will store all these lookup tables. For example, I want to open this contract. It's like DNS name and IP address, but instead of IP address, we will have Ethereum address. And I think that we can use our solution, or we can use Ethereum ENS. It's made exactly for this reason, for this purpose. I think that assign it to me. I think that this sprint will be close a lot of tasks and produce new ones.
It is. Sorry. It is already assigned to you, so I can move it to the current sprint, maybe.
Yeah, just move it to sprint because it's not. It make it like lowest priority. It's not.
Okay, great. Let's move next. Validate integration. Integrate with Aristotle. This on hold. We may not use them. I think that Ian, it didn't change, right?
No.
For the last few weeks.
No, it's still on the same. Yeah.
Okay, cool. PaySafe, initial integration with PaySafe, alternate payments, PaySafe cards.
Same.
Feedback from AV Secure. It is still in the same state.
Yeah.
Cool. Integrate a PaySafe. Not able to find the URL payment panel. I think that it is not the thing that we are going to use in the nearest time, because it is integration of PaySafe card and we are using another stuff. So it should live here for the moment, right?
Yeah, let's leave it there. Yeah.
Great. Design and produce JavaScript that are sophisticated and then can be validated.
Probably is getting more important, but it's probably okay for now.
I can move it to the next sprint,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah.
So it will be not in the backlog anymore. If it is important, at least we'll have a clear understanding what we need to do in the next one. Okay. Cover consumer points.
Yeah, just leave it there. I mean, it's a reminder for me.
Node operation requirements for Mark.
One moment. What is consumer points?
Oh, it's just like pin recovery. There's a list there.
Please, can you add? It's exactly because this is will flow which discussed. Do you have already some resolution for this? How we will do this?
Studio Graphene right now are going through the user experience, and what we ought to do is, do you know what? You can shove this into the current sprint. Actually, this current sprint should start.
And what about Asani?
Just put it to me for the time being.
Done. Investigate how ads are presented on websites with a view to determining what work we need to do to ensure our technology does not interfere.
Put it in the next one.
In the next one. Great, thank you. Okay, it is one of the most long tasks, like page audit of lists.
Yeah, leave it.
List browser features being used for our solution, and perform one-off check across browsers to ensure all features are accessible. 2 months ago. As a part of the content provider, great. Design discussion on billing unique visitors.
Okay, this is we should discuss in this sprint because it's related what we want to use. In the mix, or we will use alt approach, and where we implement this counter. This, I think that I hope we will solve all these discussions and start doing things.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Next one. Do the providers of ads into an adult site have an obligation to prove that they are showing adult adverts?
Yeah, leave it.
Yeah, cool. As a business, AV Secure implementation options. As a business, AV Secure needs to offer a range of content provider implementation options to best meet the individual needs.
Just, I mean, we're sort of doing that, but what are the tasks? Can you open up the task properly?
Yeah, but it is page audit, basically.
Oh, right. Just leave it then, yeah. Leave it backward.
As a service provider, AV Secure wants to ensure that our third-party code is secure and runs as expected.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure that is a priority for this sprint.
Leave it, yep.
One moment, it's a lot. One moment, what's there? Let's look. Secure to ensure that third-party code is secure and trans, and for needs to ensure that code it gives content providers secure, protect privacy, high degree of confidence. We want to run encryption code that doesn't run slowly. JavaScript assembly. Can you go on the bottom with on the subtask? Build a page with investigate WASM, WebAssembly. Okay, deliver WebAssembly, develop an actual WebAssembly, write set performance, investigate. Okay, it's like investigation mostly, and it's moving our JS code to WebAssembly. It's not like it's not like investigation for Jan. I think it's investigation for somebody who will develop this WASP plugin or library. Can you add?
The point is that at the moment, it's just a placeholder for all the stuff that's coming down the path.
Yeah, just move please this again to me, and we will discuss this on the calls. I think that it will be a lot of calls, but we should rearrange it. Okay.
So should I move it to the current sprint?
Yeah, just move to current sprint. I think that then when we make some discussion, we move it to somebody who will implement it and move to another sprint maybe.
Okay. Okay, the next one is, as a user, I want to be able to send anonymous error messages. I think it is a part of Zoho, by the way. How do you think? Ian?
Leave it. I don't know if we're going to have it. Yeah, it's been
yes, I think it is more related to the Zoho desk and other stuff. Redirection to content provider page takes about a minute with open console. It is from Kirill, I assume, right?
Yeah, it's from me. It's case when we set the pin, then it takes about a minute, but only when console is opened.
Interesting bug. Not so urgent, but interesting. I'm not sure that there are a lot of people who try to log in with console opened just because they want it. Okay, I think that we can leave it for now because Alexa has more top priority tasks in the current sprint.
It's good that nobody can send report during console when console is opened. It's protection.
Yes, it's kind of protection, brutal protection.
Did you recheck it after I kind of implemented the transpiler?
I rechecked it on January 19.
January 19. Was it after the IE implementation?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it was after it.
January. Not
January 19.
Yeah.
About 10 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I will leave it here because it looks like if it is the point of Alexei to work with it, then it is not so priority here. Okay. Investigate IP blacklists and our devices blacklist to protect against fraud.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Yes, it is Zoho also, I think, because they have such a protection of IP. If it is considered about AV secure.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's something else, but it's fine. Implement
raw transaction support for validator.
You can leave this. It's not required for us. It can be even removed at all.
Yeah, probably we can remove it because we are unlikely to implement it sometimes.
Yeah, I really like to put status to done. Okay, great. We'd like to understand better the options of using audio for authentication. It is one of the most old stuff with Chirp.io. Is it still actual? How do you think? It was like about to use authentication instead of QR code and other stuff.
I think that...
No, ignore that. Do you know what? We can close that. We're not going to use audio anytime soon.
Yeah, I think that for all these certifications with external devices, like two-factor authorization tokens and other things, it should be a separate project. It's not like for this.
Okay, cool.
Maybe
Thank
it's
you.
related with mobile application or other things, but right now, as I understand, for our secure only browser on any device.
Okay, good. And the last one is, as a business, IOSecure would like to allow for complex rules to be implementable between verifiers and validators.
Just leave it there.
As a business, I would like to allow for complex rules to be implemented between verifiers and validators. Do we still support this?
Well, that's why I just leave it there. I think it's off the table for now, but I don't want to delete it.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you can put it for me again, because we will discuss all these marketing things and what we really can do. And so, can we create this market? Can we calculate these unique things? Because we need to make trade-offs and understand what we will lose if we will make this decision.
The question is, do I need to put it to the sprint? So are you going to discuss it this sprint or not?
Okay, just you can leave. I will remember that it's here.
Okay, great. Okay, what we have done, we have just reached the end of the backlog. That means that we are finished with what we have. We have a lot of issues sent to Maxim. So Maxim, what I assume, because for now we are more than 2 hours on the call already, so I assume that we can prioritize these calls with you only. I'm not sure that if we need other guys to be involved here also, and we can do that today, or we can get back to it after the weekends or on the weekends. How it will be more comfortable to you?
I think that I will work on these weekends, and I would like to prioritize it right now. But I also want to make a small discussion with Jan.
Okay, so basically, guys, what I want just to tell you is that basically, if you don't need to be here anymore, you can leave, because as I can understand it now, Maxim, how do you think? Do we need other guys in this discussion, in this prioritizing?
If they want, it's mostly we will prioritize it, and then I will mention everybody who is related to the task. And we will make a call, schedule the calls for everyone.
Okay, great.
Topic. I think that I need at least 1 day to review everything and to prepare this.
Okay. So anyway, so what we need to end what we need to do before we can end. First of all, what is the main sprint goal for us? And how do you think?
Wow, Christ! By the end of this month, we need to be. We'll have active external integration discussions going on. So we're now we need a working system, basically. Yeah, so it's going to be tough. It's about, I would say, we're in prep mode for integration. Getting ready for external integration is what we're doing.
And I think that I will focus this sprint for everything that's related to documentation or flows to finalize them and to implement everything that we missed or that we don't exist.
Great. That perfectly that makes sense. Also, the last things that I would like to mention. So I'm going to start this sprint now. It will end on the 16th of the February. And besides Maxim and his own issues, I would like to show all that we have for each of you to understand, so you can understand what you need to do. So for example, Pavel has only 2 issues to be done, right? So one is he's going to finish on Monday, and the another one he's supposed to finish on Monday. So if he won't make it, it will be moved to the next one. What's about, let's go to Alexei. It is basically in progress with auto login doesn't work, and through a little bugs and little tasks, and one important use data interactions. So the question here for Alexei, is it enough for you tasks? Or isn't it just like too many tasks for you to be done? How do you think?
I think it's enough task for me.
Okay.
I will. There is something in backlog which I also kind of keep in mind. So for now, it's okay.
Great, thank you very much. Let's move to Kirill tasks here. On hold. Oh, yes, Kirill doesn't have work. Let me think about it. Maybe we do. I need to think about what else QA task can we implement here. Maybe Ian, we can discuss it with you. How do you think? A little later on.
Yeah.
The task that we can assign to Kirill. As far as I can remember, he's familiar with automation tests and QA engineering in general.
Yes,
So-
but only in Java language.
Only in Java language. I assume it is almost the same. Java, JavaScript, you know, it is even.
Not the same.
Really, I thought this is the same, you know, just it is even pronounced even the same. Java, JavaScript. Okay, no problem. Let's move to Alexander. He's not with us, but I need also to understand. So he has one big task, little bit bugs to be fixed, and integrate pin payments validator. I think that this one task will take a lot of time, really speaking. And this one isn't done. Why? Okay, no problem. And looks like Pavel Bonder is okay. What is about me? What do I have? It is on hold. It isn't still in progress. I will finish it one day, I promise. Design third-party node creating process. Okay. Design. Yes, this one. This one that I was talking about. Design third-party node creation process. This one is that we were related to the nodes and working with nodes. So we also need to discuss it, right? So Maxim, should I send to you or should I leave it to me? Because it's like more discussions that we need to continue with. I mean, it is discussions that we need to continue with. So, are you there?
Yeah, I will give a link to GitHub repository for you, where you can build first image, and you can then try to set up your cluster locally. And after you do this, you can already write some instruction, and then you can try to secure these containers.
Okay, for now at least it does make sense. Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Just so you will be a starting point here. So I will assign it for you now. When you will find this link and give it to me, please assign it to me back. Okay. But yes, this one is to fix. I just need to raise the priority of it a little. It's like connection issues with Mojo host and node fails. And what we have for Ian on hold. Okay, yes, remember the stuff. Cover consumer points, okay. But by the way, why it is on Ian? It should be on Ian, right? And some issues that we need to discuss also here. Okay, great. So basically, let's move to the Maxim issues and prioritize them. As I have already mentioned that we are taking too much time here. So if you guys just don't need to be here, like Kirill, for example, Alexei, I think that you can leave. And Maxim, Ian, we will stay and prioritize the task of Maxim, so after he can review it without any issues. So the new sprint has been started. I need Alexa help to help with Pooja integration on Monday. And basically with Ian, we need to discuss Kirill's new tasks about QA and testing. That is also important. Okay, let's move to the Maxim, and other guys, if you don't need to be here, you can disconnect.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Kirill. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
And weekends, of course.
Bye.
Do you have time now? I asking Pavel if you have a time to make a call with me.
Yeah, okay. Let's drop off and talk in another window.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, guys. So let me check it out. Ian, Maxim, great. Okay, guys. So let's move to the next point. I'm not sure why I have this task without any subtasks.
It seems that this story.
Yes, yes,
You
and
just
they
convert.
sent to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, so, yeah.
The whole story is sent
yeah.
to you.
First of all, I want take these weekends and work this because I want that all this discussion will be arranged till Monday and make call with you and Mark to discuss everything.
Yeah.
And also I want to work on these weekends because conversation with Andrei.
Yeah.
I want to finish all documents with him.
Yeah.
And be ready for this audit.
Yeah.
That's why I think that first I will take these 2 days maybe after we finish all this, maybe in May or.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Let's do next. First task which we should prioritize, it's prepare for UCL privacy audit.
Yeah.
Yes, we have it here and it's high urgency already.
Yeah, and what we can you create a task like reorder all these things?
Yes, I can. Why not?
Yeah, this is the task which I make and make schedule for the next week to discuss all of them and close. What I will do, I already created in a Confluence document where I describe it already. The flow, all components, and we'll try to put everything that we'll have in one document, where everyone who start from the project from the scratch can read one document and know everything about the project. Jan, you will be in the when you will be in the Minsk?
On the 12th of February, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And to make it like a top priority. And yeah. Next, what we have here, I think that prepare. Next is design third-party not creating process. I think that this is too low. Oh, yeah. Next, file storage for incognito mode. This is discussion with, there are like 3 tasks related to this. And we need to discuss how to store between identity incognito tabs. And the same things can be also discussion can be binded with multi-browser, when you can move your credential from one browser to another. Or multi-device, I think this task can be linked. Discussion.
And what is this task? Can you just
it's when you have your account binded to mobile phone, to your browser, and if you have 2 personal computers. There was task for this.
And let me check that. Was it assigned to you? Don't you remember?
Okay, just if I will remember that. Just write in the comments that we should also discuss it here. Yeah, what work will be expected by Professor? Just white paper?
A lot of it's just going to be interviews, but obviously with documentation. So we're going to have to provide him with the documentation of the theory behind why what we're saying makes sense, which I think is sort of the Miro Idento, Miro Testo, Andre paper. I'm willing to look at it as well. And then there'll be a lot of architecture-based diagrams and description as well.
Yeah, mostly what we want is a mathematical description, which I ask Andrei to write. and description about all workflows and where data stored.
Yeah.
I will provide for him.
Yeah.
Next, and how long this audit will take?
Oh, just 3 days.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's not going to. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that day one will be us handing over some documentation and him having a meeting with you, me, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and I will probably go in person into London to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll obviously keep reading that, and I expect there'll be more interviews or questions on day 2, and maybe the same on day 3, as he's just trying to understand it, basically.
Yeah. Should I be a part of this remotely?
Yeah, we'll just call you.
For example, or you will be in the same room.
We will be in the same room, but we'll call you.
Okay.
Yeah. Although we may not be in the same room for every session. I think for the first session we will be. After that, we might not be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just want to be sure that you will have everything that's required to finish it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it's required to me to include all flows that I think we made wrong, and I'm not sure how to do it another way.
Well, let's speak to Mark about that on Monday. How we present that.
Because I still think that we have a few points of failure.
Okay.
And this is mostly related. This point of failure related with us, that we will cheat. And I'm not sure how to prove people that we are not cheating.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And this should be discussed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
next.
let's move next. Mm-hmm.
Revisit use web crypto libraries versus local storage in light of new knowledge. I think that it's everything that related to what we deliver to the browser and on the client side. I think that this can be one of the second call after we discuss all components and discuss high-level overview. We can start from this because this can provide work for Alexei and Alex. Because in this case, it will be like task for them after we review it. And also it will move task from the dev 12. It also closes this task.
Okay, so I'm leaving just like in the medium priority because it is second call, and still it will be the last thing that we need to discuss after the file storage for incognito mode, right? Or maybe after the checkway. Maybe it should be like this order.
First, we want one moment reorder Maxim issues.
Yes,
then,
have it.
File storage for incognito mode. It can be moved under the secure libraries.
The problem here is that I can't see secure libraries yet. It is secure libraries. Where it? Yes, already here. This is character libraries. And the next one?
Can you check the why write transaction contract doesn't apply to the state to the bottom? This is for the Istanbul consensus only. Okay. Next, implement precompiled call as described on the bottom. Next, file storage for change performance test to work with new Lambda functions to the bottom. You can on the top of the bottom, yeah.
Bottom top of the bottom.
Okay. Do we want to create a model for load balancer? This we can discuss. This is to task, yeah. Leave as it is. Yes, and what would security review dev 188?
Security dev 100.
It's on the top.
Def 100.
It's a story on the top.
Story on the top, story on top. Yes, here. It is empty. It is security review assigned to you, but all the subtasks assigned to
Now
Ian.
there are a lot of conversation. You see, Pavel wrote what he thinks is bad.
Security issues found, blah blah blah, and blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
he added it yesterday. Can you convert this to task, maybe? And we need to discuss this too.
And I'm not sure if there are any subtasks. No, I can see it. It is on the story. I'm not sure that we need to convert it to task, frankly speaking.
Okay. You
Maybe
convert it to story.
a little better, but okay. Let's just let us leave it in so.
Okay, and it seems that what we have right now, we have.
It has some subtask. It has subtask security review for some reasons. Yes, here it is. This is why we can just close this one issue.
And security review. It's what about here?
It is duplicate, frankly speaking. Current security issues found and security issues found. They duplicate itself. Oh, no, by the way, it is the same issue. Why it shows in such a weird way? As you can see on the board, it shows like. Okay. This one is subtask of this. Unassigned review adding corp support Nginx proxy. It is subtask of this task.
Okay, I'll leave it here. Okay, I think that all this stuff I will leave for the Alex. Can you go to my board again?
Sure. No, it's not your board. Where? Easy.
Okay. Let's do next. I will send the calls first and new documentation on the Monday or even on the Sunday. Then revisit the first call will be revisit high-level overview in this document. The second call will be the revisit the WebCrypto libraries local storage. Outline of new call acknowledge with file storage for incognito mode. It's a related task. Then we can speak about load balancing. And before this, I think we can speak after the high level overview. We can speak about EDMix. What do you think about this, Jan? And I think that what we need to add is monetization also.
Do we have some special task for it, or should I create it?
Jan?
I'm not sure that we have some task for monetization. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's sort of implicit. Create another task, I think.
Just create a task for me. It will be, at least I will know which calls to make.
Monetization discussion, something like that. How it is named in English? Is there such a word, monetization? Ian, is there such a word?
Monetization, yeah.
Monetization, monetization, something like that. Monetization. Nah.
Let's have a look. Hold on, yes. I'm holding it close. Use an S, not a Z.
Didn't work.
That should be, yeah, that is a word, but obviously it doesn't like it. That's
okay.
Fine.
Yes, monetization. Huh? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So monetization and any other description, any other things?
This monetization should be after high-level overview, after crypto flow overview, and EDMix, because other things will be how we deliver keys and store on the user side, and I think that it's not very important to monetization.
Yes. Okay. So it will be under the load balancer, under the serving AV content. Here.
Because right now we should know everything about all flows, what data we have, and we should know trade-offs between our current approach and EDMix. and then we should decide how we will implement monetization, or will we implement it at all. Will be hard question. Yeah, what's the monetization right now? It's right now, as I understand, it's from the integration, from the issuers.
No, from the fact that, well, there's two forms. The immediate one is we're going to be selling a physical card in shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's free for everyone unless you're really paranoid about your privacy, in which case go to a shop and buy a card. That's the model, first model. But there's subsequent models which will be value-added services. For example, we might offer censorship services. So I might use the information at AV Secure's disposal to block my son's device from ever having access to porn.
Yeah. Okay, it's like use a father. You install software on his phone, on your child phone, or it's you just block his phone number.
We're not sure yet, but something like probably the software.
Okay. In this case, and it will be related with MiaDenta, yeah?
Could be. Yep, not sure. I mean, basically, there's a whole bunch of other monetization things, which could include future billing of the porn companies. Yeah, we're not doing it to begin with, but we're not going to rule it out completely forever either.
Yeah. Also, what I want to do is from our current view, remove all payments at all, because it's make our design too complex.
Yeah.
And it's not required for security review, because right now we only show. Can I share screen, Vitaly?
Sure. Yeah. So yes, I still need to stop sharing, and you can share my screen, right?
Yeah. One moment, share. Can you see my screen?
Yep, I can already.
What I want to do is write a new document, and I have a few questions. First question is about validator and verifier. There are some decisions which should be made. Do we want to use simple language, or do we want to use academic language to describe it?
I still think simple.
Because, for example, instead of using consumer, verifier, validator, we can use holder, inspector, verifier, issuer. It will be compatible with standard.
Yeah, I think we need to move towards more everyone else's language.
Yeah, and that's why I think that I started in this sprint rename everything.
Yeah, that'd be good, thanks. Yeah.
And I also rename all API calls because right now I re-implement everything on Lambda functions.
Yeah.
And it's really right time to start all this process with renaming.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
Also, here's one moment. Identity mixer, it's about identity. Satassi. Here, about Satassi workflows. As I understand, we remove all there and use only a new one.
Yeah, I think so.
Because what I want to do is remove all links to other documents when I write.
Yeah.
To make it simple. Also, I will remove all payments and add all components, and also propose maybe names for split our one project to a lot of small projects which can be manageable.
Yeah.
That's why I think that I will ask during the can I call you or write a message during the weekends?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because I will have a lot of questions how to name it.
Yeah.
And
set up a private channel with you, me, and Mark, and I'll tell Mark that we need to be on call.
Okay. Next things which I want to discuss: documents which were provided by Andrei.
Yeah.
I started to write comments on all this.
Yeah.
And I think that there are some misunderstanding what we are doing.
Yeah.
This document is good for general, that we provide any facts check. Should we, instead of doing it general, should we make it like specific for AV Secure?
Well, I think Testo, yeah, should be for AV Secure, I think.
Yeah, because for me a test, there are like things which make it complex. For example, I started to read all these things.
Yeah.
And
I think what we should do, you're right, Max. What we ought to do really is we should have 3 papers. We should have Mira Dento, we should have Mira Testo General, and we should have AV Secure.
Yes, because we can protect AV Secure easily.
Yeah.
Than Mira Testa.
Yeah.
And this structure very complex. I try to understand it, and I figured out how to what's going on, and found that there are too many duplicates, too many things which are not right.
Yeah.
And about the ecosystem itself. One moment. Do we want use the same signature which were in verifiable claims data model, or we will use our own? Because this is standard, and we can make this claim simpler.
I don't know the answer to that. I think Mark's probably better.
Yeah, I think that I will prepare all these calls, and we'll send information which need to read. Also, one moment. What we want to use, it's like important questions like claims, or we want to use attestations, because claim it's standard language.
I think claims. I think we should move towards standard.
Yeah, and okay, content provider, it will be inspector verifier, but it's like it's not very popular. Content provider, we can meet more frequently in literature.
The content provider in this case is, what do they call them normally? Verifier?
Yeah, they call it inspector.
They're the relying party, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes relying party is used, and actually, for me, unless there's good reason not to use that, is really clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because content provider, it's good for AV Secure. It's like totally represent what we want to achieve. Okay, I'm just want to be sure, because I have this question, and Andrei doesn't know the proper answer, and it's need to discuss with you. One moment, there are a few more cases to discuss. Do you have access to this document?
I should do, yeah.
And you have you can read the comments and other things.
Yeah.
Maybe, by the way, I don't have. Frankly speaking, it's the first time I can see this document. I'm not sure if I need it, but just in case.
Really, it's very specific. It's hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things which need to be done. For example, I propose it to make next to Andrei, and I want to discuss with you, Jan, too. Yeah. First of all, we will make title, then abstract, introduction, then problem definition. This problem definition will be discussed for whom it solves problem and target audience.
Yeah.
Then high-level solution, then solution in details. It's what I'm writing, and high-level, or even what should be here. Mass high-level solution can be done by, for example, Andrei, and solution in details I can provide information with Mark. Then business benefits. I think it's from your perspective. Jan will be. Why it's important, and maybe there will be some use cases how to implement it. Summary, and the last section, it will be from you, Vitaly. Call to and you, Jan. Call to action. And this will be like how people can go on board, why it's required, and what we will achieve if they start doing this with us. For example, we can provide them information with telephone numbers, websites, some free programs, free trial versions, everything that after the reading of this document, people can just start to integrate with us.
Yeah.
I think that I asked rework documents according to this.
Yeah, I mean, so I will be actively editing this as well. I don't think we should be afraid to really edit the hell out of it. You know, we understand the problem better than Andre, and also terminology. I think we're going to be better placed to comment on as well. So don't be shy. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be making some heavy edits to it later.
Yeah. I right now my working space will be here in Miadenta in the Miadenta in distributed vision Confluence.
Yep.
I will put everything that I have, and I think should be in the document here. Then you can parse it to other sources.
Yeah.
But for me, it's easier to place here because I have links.
Yep. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, then I will connect several. I think that I will connect several times to you during the weekends.
Yeah.
And we'll expect to have feedback.
Yep, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, I think it's all from my part.
Great, thank you very much. As for me, I can say that this sprint and video will be recorded. I will send you all, just in case if you have some questions or about sprint planning, some discussion, or forgot about some current or specific issue, why we need it, and what is it connected with, for example.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So thank you very much. It was really cool, productive, and. So, by the way, Maxim, I'm also working during the holidays. So, if you need my help, you can ask me, and I will be just today and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I will be free and ready to work.
Yeah, I think that I spend tomorrow. I will spend tomorrow for rereading and writing, almost. Maybe till end of the day. I can connect you. Maybe after 6 o'clock or so.
Yep, no problem. It is like my usual working day, so you can contact me anytime. Tomorrow I don't have any specific plans.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. So it was nice to hear you, and it was really cool, productive. So have a nice weekend.
Good marathon. Cheers,
Bye.
guys.
Goodbye, everybody, guys.
Bye.